Hello everybody, welcome back to another coding session with me. Today we are going to do something a little bit different from normally. So what I want to do is, let me see, XKCD JSON. What I need is, I'm in need of a complete dump of all the XKCD comics. And XKCD has this neat little JSON interface, which is explained if you just go to xkcd.com/JSON-HTML. There is an explanation of how this works and what it does. And what it is actually is you can access all of the different metadata of all comics. This is quite nice actually. So what we might do is we might copy that and then we can use it later on for structure. But what we are now going to do is we are simply writing a Rust program for us, which is going to fetch all of those comics and store those metadata somewhere together with the here linked images. That is what we are actually after. But we want to store the metadata as well so that we can keep track of what we already downloaded and what we didn't, so that in the coming days we won't need to fetch all again, but only those who which we didn't fetch before. So yeah, let's quickly get into the terminal here. I've already created an XKCD folder XKCD sync folder, and as you can see it is empty. So let's just start right up with an cargo init, and let's get right into it. Let's move this one actually to another desktop. There we go. So I guess then we can get started here easily. So yeah, we have our main function here. So I guess the first thing we need to do is we need some way to fetch the information we want. So this URL we just got there, where is it again? Yeah, it would be this one, I guess. So let's copy this one as well. Copy. Let's just mark it, copy it, yeah, like that. And in order to be able to fetch that, let's use, I guess it is called urec or something like that. Haven't done Rust in quite some time, so let's see. urec, yeah, it's a simple and safe HTTP client, and in comparison to the other clients, like for example request or something like that, this one actually hasn't that much dependencies, so it's quite little, and it's exactly what we need here, I guess. So yeah, I would say let's add that one. We just go into the terminal and say cargo add urec, and let's see, do we need some of those use types? JSON we will do by ourselves later on. Broadly char set cookies, properly we won't need any of that. So I guess we are already set up correctly. So let's see. So first of all, let's put the URL in there that we want to get here first, and let's see, urec, how was it? I'm not 100% sure. So we can, yeah, you simply have a get method and you can call. Okay, so let's see. So let's get the, I guess we need to use urec for this to stop complaining. And then we can get urec here. No external create, what? Unresolved import? Didn't we just build, we just installed it, so what is this? Oh, yeah. Use urec, one should write it with a Q, not with a G. So there we go. Let's put the URL in here, and it can fail, I guess. No, it was the other method that could fail, but let's quickly just get anyhow in here as well. Cargo add anyhow, and let's use anyhow result, so that we can just then do call, it was, I guess, and main now simply returns a result like this, and then we are going to do this here and removing this one, and let's do that. Wait, yeah, and yeah, come on, no. It's like I'm a little rusty in Rust. So okay, we have now this, so let's maybe simply debug print that result here, and let's see what already happens here if we do a cargo run. Does this already work? So okay, we need to build a lot of stuff here. That's fine. We won't need that all of the time. So we got something like response status okay. So we got some kind of text here. Can we actually make a string out of that or something like that? It was like into string. Yeah, of course, into makes more sense here. Into string. So, and this one can fail as well. So let's see. Okay, this actually already looks quite nice. It looks like the contents we wanted to fetch. Okay, so this is okay. This is nice. So now we need a way to parse it. So I guess first of all we need something like cargo install 30 JSON, I guess. No? Oh, add, of course, not install. And I guess we will need 30 as well with, what is derive, I guess? Yeah, so that we can derive, serialize and deserialize from the data structures we are going to create then. So, yeah, I guess we need something to deserialize this into. So first of all, let's see. Let content or body. I guess it's the body. So let body equal this one. And maybe we should add some error information when we edit. So just add some context here. Context like, and we need to import that from anyhow context. So fetching URL, fetching, let's just do it like that. And then context. Reading fetched body from URL. So yeah, let's reformat that. And so we have a little context in case this one actually fails. So let's see, now we have the body and we wanted to parse it. So I guess we do a 30 JSON. Isn't there something like from, wasn't there something like, can we transform this into a reader maybe? Okay, maybe to reader, something like this, no? Okay, let's see, let's take a look at the docs of UREC and let's see, maybe something reader, response into reader. So wait, shouldn't we be able to do that then? So let's see, we have a call and then we want into reader and this returns a box.sync, something that, wait, I guess we don't need to do that then because it can't fail. So let's call this reader and then we should be able to do something like get the reader in here. Okay, yeah, of course, he doesn't know what he should deserialize it to. So let's just call that XKCD and give it a type of XKCD, which we don't have defined yet. That's fine, so let's do that. Struct XKCD. So didn't we just copy? Yeah, I just copied that before. So let's turn that actually into a comment so that it doesn't bother us, and then let's go on it. So what do we have here? We have a month that is a string. Maybe we can parse it as a but do we even, I'm just thinking about, do we even need all this? We strictly speaking only need this and I guess the numbers. So maybe we don't even need to, let's put this there. Let's make it like that. Maybe we don't even need all of that. So we can simply put this, come on, can simply comment that so that we have that, and then we will simply use num here, which is a U size, I guess. I don't think it can be negative, and we have the image, so img, which will be a string, and actually that is all we are interested in here. So let's see if we can derive a deserialize, which we, no, not like that, like that. And of course we need to import that from serde, and I guess I want to debug as well so I can print it. And then what's the problem here actually? Mismatched type found result. Oh yes, of course, this can fail. So let's do a context deserial. Come on, deserializing, serializing XKCD JSON, something like that, and then shortcut, and we will see. So now let's maybe just print line that, debug print line that. So XKCD, something like that. And maybe let's see if what happens if we run this. So yeah, I guess we already decoded what we needed here. Yeah, we never used num and emg before, but yeah, whatever. We haven't done that yet. So I guess this is the entry point. We are always parsing, and this entry point would give us, I guess, the last number. So maybe we should get it out of there, and then I guess we always start from the last one we have seen. So let's actually see if we can do that. So where was it? XKCD JSON. There. It's like formatted like you always have xkcd.com, then you have the image number, and then you can request the info.0 JSON. And if you request it simply on the root, you get the one from the most current comic. So I guess now we need to simply build an URL with a number starting from 1, I guess, or is it 0 index? Let's quickly check that. So let's maybe click here, and then let's maybe modify this one to start at 0, and I guess, yeah, we got a 404. So, and 1, yeah, it starts at 1. Yeah, okay, so perfect. So what we need to do is now we need to have something like maybe yeah, let's put this code actually, even though it isn't that much, let's put it in another function because we will need it. Also something like fetch JSON, and we give it a URL. We give it a URL, which is a string, and it does return a result. And it returns actually an XKCD in the result. So if everything works fine, let's put that there. It should get this URL, and then it should deserialize it, and then we should get it. So we should be able to remove that here, and let's XKCD fetch JSON URL. Yes, so mismatched types. Oh, sure, we should return something. Yeah, so this should already work. Let's quickly see, but it should. Okay, at least it compiles, so it will work, I guess. Yeah, we haven't done any output here. So now what we need to do is we need to build these URLs. So if I just put in there now another URL, maybe we can abstract this as well, because we will need to call it. Yeah, why not? Why not? Build URL for num, or build, better said, build URL, build JSON URL. Yeah, for num, and this would be a usize, and we get back a string. Yes, in this case we can transfer the ownership out of that, because we are specifically creating it for that. So I guess it will be a simple format like http xkcd.com/ and we will put our number here, and then we will say what was it, info.0.json, I guess. No, we want to return it. So yes. So now this is the, let's call this one latest. I've just latest or late. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Or no, maybe let's call this latest URL, and this one is the latest actually. So now we have the latest one, and what we essentially would need to do is we would need to calculate something like start, which would be something we might later on read from our stored data set. So for now it will be 1, I guess. And end, that would be, I guess, latest.num, because we want to iterate from start to end. So, and now we should be able to do something like for num in start to end, but we won't include end because it is 1 indexed. So, and then we would actually do something like let XKCD fetch JSON build JSON for URL num, I guess. And then what do we do with this data? So let's maybe create a new type for that and call that sync state or something like that, where we can store the data we already synced. Yeah, maybe that's okay. So this would be, I guess, a hash map from usize to, or would it? Or do we need a vector or a hash map? Maybe a hash map is better, so that we can quickly access the correct mappings without having to handle the order ourselves. Yeah, let's do a hash map. Might be a little bit slower, but we don't care for this. So actually it's a hash map which is usize to XKCD, I guess. So yeah, of course we need to import hash map, so let's do that. Yeah, and then I guess we can simply do, we should create it here. So let sync state new, and then let's simply do sync state insert num XKCD. Oh yeah, of course, sync state needs to be mutable. That is for sure. So yeah. So let's maybe let me move this up a little. I hope that I haven't already done some things that you couldn't have seen because my video is down there in the bottom right part of the video. By the way, if the font is too little for you to read, then please let me know in the comments so that I can adapt to that. Because I've made quite some pause between my videos, and this is starting up again a little bit, but I need to adjust to a few things, I guess. And by the way, if you like what we are doing here, please subscribe and hit the bell and the usual stuff. You know, that will help me out quite a bit. So, okay, let's see. We now have this in our sync state map, and maybe we don't want to start at the beginning, but let's only, for testing purposes, let's say we only want to fetch the last 5 of those or something like that. And then, yeah, I guess after we have done that, we could simply print line the result of the sync state, I guess. So sync state, and we want to debug print that hash map. And so yeah, let's see if this already works like we want it to. So it's running, and it's, yeah, it has a couple of information structures in here. So nice, I like that. Yeah, so we have already done that. So let's see. The next thing we need to do is to somehow fetch the corresponding images, or yeah, I guess. So let's see. We should, I guess, do it the same way we did it with the fetch JSON. So maybe we can even let's do something like, let's define here. We will later on take this as a command line argument or something like that, but let's for now do something like comic path. I guess this will be something like comics for now, to do extract to command line argument. So let's see. So what we now want to do is actually, we want to get this one. Actually, I guess we want to do it here. So can't we just, let's see, something like, we now have our XKCD. So can't we just let comic file name, I guess we can do XKCD dot, what was it, img dot splits the string into 2 at the given byte index. No. I want to split splits the string on the first encounter of the specified delimiter and returns prefix before delimiter and suffix after delimiter. Yeah, what I want actually is I want to split at the last one. What I want to do is I want to split away the last part of the URL so that we actually have the file name. Yeah, I guess what we can do actually is something like we just split it at a slash and take the last one. Yeah, might not be perfectly efficient, but why not? So, okay, we have that one. So then we actually need to, I guess we need fs functions now. So let's get here and use fs, no, stdfs. And then I guess what we need to do first is fs, how is it called? Create the all, exactly. And we want to do this comic path, I guess, or maybe we could actually do this directly here. So just to ensure, oh yes, this can fail. So context create comic storage directory comic path, and there we go. So now we are sure that this comic path exists, so we can just do comic path name maybe, and this would be both things in together. So what we have here is then the comic. Wait, no. What we want to do is here a path. Yeah, that's something I never really know how to do. Path new, I guess, and then we need to, yeah, we need to import that. Please import that for me. Thank you. Oh. Oh. It actually needs a base path? I see. So, oh, is it a path buff that we want to create? I guess it's a path buff, buff. Yeah, because this one is the one that actually holds the string. So, and now I guess we can do comic path name, push, and we push the comic file name, the comic directory into that, the comic dir, and then comic, I called it comic path. I should call it comic dir. It's yeah, the comic directory, and then we push the comic file name into it. Yes, exactly. And this should actually, oh yeah, this could actually fail context. Extracting file name from image URL. Oh, this one you maybe can't see because it was behind my counterfile. So let's see, URL. And what we want to do here is we want to end that, and we want to give it URL, and that is XKCD img. So wait, what? Oh yes, we need to format that string. Oh, that is something I actually do not write ever so often. So I guess we did this here as well, and at certain other positions as well. So we want format around here. And where did we do it as well? So let's just quickly check for context. So we need it here. So we need it, no, we don't need it there. We need it there, and we actually have it, but there we should have done comic dir. So next one would be the one here, which we just created, and that's it. Okay, fine. So so this should actually work, but we could maybe modify it by using a path which is then backed by the comic dir. So we don't need a new allocate. Okay, so it only works with path buffs. My God. Okay, so now we should have in here the target name of the file. So let's see. So first of all, let's maybe just print line the comic path name then here. format argument must be a string literal. Can't I just... Wait, what? Wait. Oh, yes, of course. Damn it. Let's just do it like... We should be able to print it like that. So, display. Okay, passbuff doesn't implement display. Does it implement debug? It does implement debug. Okay, so let's maybe do that. And so... Yeah, I guess we should be able to run this, and then we should see all the target. Yeah, that looks perfectly right, actually. So now we have everything there to download the image file, I guess. So even though we can't directly download it to the file, I guess but we can stream it. We should be able to create a reader and a writer out of it, and then, yeah. So let's see. So what we need to do first is do an image reader here, which will be mostly the same that we already did here. So let's quickly grab that. Let's put it there. Let's just fix this up. So what we want to do here now is XKCD img as a, and we of course need to reference it because it wants a string reference. Then we want to call, then yeah, that error message is kind of okay. So let's quickly do an XKCD img here as well. Yeah, that won't work. So we will need URL equals XKCD img. So yeah, and we turn that into a reader. And now that we have that reader, let's think. We need a writer. So yeah, let writer file, I guess. Is it fs file? I'm not, yeah, it is. Okay, so it was like this, I guess. So comic path name. Maybe not. No, it is creator open. Yeah, I remember. So let me move this up a little bit again. So and I guess this one can context format open comic path name for writing. Yeah, and this could actually, oh yeah, but we can actually do this. Borrow of moved value. So where did we, comic path name, oh, wait. Borrowed here after move. Where did we actually move it? We didn't. Move occurs because task type partner does not implement copy trait in line 66, so it will be moved. No, wait, what? Where did we, oh, yeah, we need to reference it here. So yeah, of course, that makes sense, okay. And now we actually should have a writer, and I guess we can now, what is it called? I already always forget. Wait, we had, no. Creates IO, yes, and no. I want docs.rs and I want std, I guess. Yeah, and how is it called? IO. IO copy or something like that. To STD IO copy. Copies the entire contents of a reader into a writer. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. STD copy, IO copy. So STD IO copy image reader. We need to reference that, I guess. And the writer. And you don't actually want that. Why? Expected mid unknown found a box. I guess that's maybe. Okay, what is wrong here? I want the full compiler diagnostics, come on. So arguments to this function, yeah, okay, I need to, of course, import IO, I guess, but what is wrong there? So expected mutable, oh, I guess that's our main problem, I guess. You want a mutable reference to those. Yeah, okay, makes sense, because cannot mutate immutable variable. Yeah. Okay, so that's another problem, but it makes perfect sense that, come on, that those need to be mutable. So let's make them mutable. And now, of course, we have something like context, format, stream data from URL to file. And we need those, which are URL would be XKCD img, and the file would be the comic path name. And we need to do a debug print here, yes. And then we short circuit out if there is actually an error. So, maybe let's print something here so that we see that the system is actually doing something. Fetching comic, maybe something like this. Sure, why not? And then let's go here and see. So cargo run. Okay, let's see. At least we don't have any errors. So if we now open or look into this comics for, oh, this looks actually kind of promising. So let's see comics. Nice. That actually worked quite well. So maybe let's, maybe kind of let's extract this part into a function. So maybe we fetch the JSON and then we start here. So let's maybe do extract this one. What was the shortcut for that? Extract into function. So yeah, let's go and let's call this download XKCD image to dir or something like that, because we are providing the image and the directory, and yeah, and this is actually something we don't need to specify explicitly. So let's see. We are extracting the file name. We are building the path. So we are creating the readers and we transferring the data, and then we are returning. Okay, so this actually looks good to me. So let's take it and put it somewhere up here. Yeah, okay, so I like that. So what we need to do now is we need to store the synced state somewhere. So let's do something like sync state file. Let's call it maybe XKCD sync state JSON. Yeah, we need to extract those two command line arguments, so now we need to do more. Okay, so I guess what we want here is a simple let sync state file, or let file fs file create yeah, I guess sync state file. Damn, I always forget. Context, format, open, sync state file. No, let's do open file for reading, for sync, for storage, for writing. And let's do file equals sync state file. Come on. Yes. So, and shortcut. Yeah. Okay. So we now should have this file, and we should actually be able to do something like 30 JSON. Isn't there something like to writer? Oh, there is even to writer pretty. Interesting. Maybe no, let's do to writer. So we should be able to put this into the file, and we should be able to actually put the value in here, which is the sync state. A hash map should actually be serializable. Context, serialize sync state. Question mark. So, okay. Yeah, it needs a reference. Okay, that makes sense. XKCD, okay, XKCD is not serializable. Yeah, I guess we only derive deserialize. So let's derive serialize. Should be easy enough. Okay, so yeah, maybe let's see if this already does work. So, oh, it always fetches the things again. Yeah, we haven't implemented that yet, of course. So yeah, makes sense. So let's see. XKCD sync state. Let's maybe try and format that. Come on, jq.xkcd to xkc. Let's just call it pretty JSON, and let's take a look at pretty JSON. Okay, so okay, it looks okay to me. It isn't particularly ordered, but I guess it's just hash ordering in case it's a hash map. So, but we don't care about the order. We only care about this information. So, I'm just thinking about, we don't actually need this information, but I guess it would be nice if we are downloading this anyhow. So maybe we should just download all of the store all of this information. We are downloading it anyways. Yeah, I guess. So let's maybe quickly extend this structure, because that should actually be everything we need to do for that. So that is a string. We already have num, then we have link. Link is a string as well. So the year is a string. Then we have news, which is a string. We have a safe title. Nice, that's already in in snake case and not camel case, so it's Rust styly. We don't even need to convert it. So transcript, alt, which is a string as well. So these are all strings. Image we already have. Title is a string. So it's all strings and only the number is a usize, I guess. Okay, that's we don't use path. Wait a second, what? Why don't we use path? Oh, because we are using path buff. Yes. Okay, so we can remove that. And we can maybe remove that. And okay, so what should now happen is it should work exactly the same, but it should actually store missing field, save self-tile? Yeah, title. It should work exactly the same, but it should store all of this nice information. So if we do this pretty formatting again, let's see. Yeah, nice. Okay, so now as we are downloading it anyways, we can store it. So why not? Okay, so now we have that. So now we need to somewhat we somewhat need to read this file in the beginning, don't we? So I guess first of all we want to do something like, so we want an empty sync state structure, I guess, an empty sync state hash map when there is no file, but when we can read one, we want to populate it with it. So, first, wait, load and populate sync state. But one thing first, which I always forget, is we are doing a lot of reader and writer stuff here, and we are not using, I'm not sure if we need a buffered reader for if we are using this one, but we might need to. So it might make sense to just slap a buff reader around those. Because that is something I always forget, and it always comes back to haunt me performance-wise, and I'm just leaving a lot of performance there on the table because I'm not thinking about that the reader and writer thingies in Rust are by default not buffered. So let's see, where did we do this as well? We have here this writer as well, so let's quickly slap a buff reader around that. Makes perfect sense, I guess, and a buff writer around that. And we need to import that, I guess. And then I did something, some screw up here with, wait, what? There's a, yeah, so, yeah, and now those things don't need to be mutable, so let's quickly remove that. And then we had, do we have some other reader in here? There we have already the reader. I guess that is, wait, we had another writer in here down where we created that, file. So to writer, buff writer, new file, and don't we need to, interesting. Okay, so it's actually interesting. Why doesn't 30 need a mutable? Oh, it consumes the writer? Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. I might have just touched the microphone. I will probably cut that out. Okay, so let's see. So what was it we wanted to do? It was to load and populate the sync state. Exactly. So I guess let's do that. So maybe we need something like sync state here, and I guess we can do something like we match file, come on, open, and it would be sync state file, and if it's, wait, file, oh, I forgot the fs, so exactly. So if it can't be opened for whatever reason, we just create, I guess, a sync state, new. And the other thing here would be, first of all, we get a file here, and let's just put it to do in here to make it shut up with all that noise. Oh God, there's even more noise. I need to configure VS Code to not show up all of this stuff. It's really noisy. Okay, so if we have a file, so let's see, if we have a file there, we might as well then, yes, simply read it into the, so 30 JSON from, from reader, and we slap it here in a buff reader as well. So new file. And I guess it needs a context with format deserializing sync state from file, which is then, I guess, file sync state file. And we have some sort of syntax error or comma expected. Yeah, of course you're expecting a comma there. Okay, so I guess this should already do it. And we should now have a valid sync state here. And oh yeah, it should be mutable, because otherwise it won't. We should remove this one here, because otherwise this will shadow it. Okay, thanks. And now we actually should be able to calculate what we need to fetch. So, so I guess after we have opened the sync state, so let's maybe print line opening file as sync state file equals sync state file there. So just to have it in case it gets bigger, and it takes some time, but I don't think it will get this big. But who knows? So yeah. Then let's do something like print line fetching latest comic information. Okay, so now let's see. We have this stuff here, and now we want to start at the last one. So the question is, do we want to always iterate all and check if we don't have them yet? Maybe that's a good idea. It shouldn't be that kind of a problem by about, I guess, at the moment there are, what was the last index? Like 3,000 comics. So if we have 3,000 comics, I think we can actually live with checking all of them, to be precise here. Otherwise we could only check the latest one, But then we would need to store that in the state as well. Maybe we should do that as well. Let them simply start at 1 for now, I guess. So I guess we don't need all that. We simply do 1 to latest num. And latest, not lastest, whatever that word should be. So let's see here. If sync state contains key num print line skipping comic num because we already synced it. Do we want to short circuit here or no? I guess I think an else if is fine. It's not that big of a block. So yeah. So and otherwise we download it. And yeah, we need a reference to use ICM. Yes, of course, because we need references to keys. Makes perfect sense. So and in the end we have this new sync state and rewrite it. Yeah, so let's see, maybe just run this and I guess I will abort it. Has a std alloc. What? Unresolved import alloc. Alloc? Why did we... I don't want anything from alloc, do I? Okay. Damn, now I haven't written information, so... Okay. So what I maybe want is to get this here and maybe put it, I don't want it to do every item, but maybe I don't even want it for, I just thought I could slap a modulo on it, but I guess I want mut updated 0, let mut skipped 0. Maybe we could even present the user with some statistics. So let's do skipped equals 1, and here we do updated plus equals 1, and then here we can do if updated modulo 50 maybe, so every 50 items we are going ahead and actually storing this JSON. Yeah, I guess that is fine. Let's see. So now I actually need to download 50 of those. And yeah, my internet connection isn't that great here where I'm currently sitting, which is not in my office, but yeah, you might have already guessed that as I'm using the laptop camera for recording actually. So yeah, let's see. This actually takes quite some time, but yeah, it is downloading the images as well. I'm not sure how big those images are actually. So yeah, let's see. Download. There are 50. So now it should have been written. Let's see. Maybe we should print something, some information about. So okay, we can't really. But I already saw that there was a 47 in there. But let's pretty print it anyways. So yeah, there is actually information about those images here. And I guess if I now, first of all, let's log something like print line saving sync state 2 file sync state file, so that we can see that. And actually maybe we want to create and move this to its own function, but yeah, not now. But let's copy at least this message here so that we see it at the end as well when we are finally saving it. And now if we are actually running this again, it should start at like, yeah, it skipped 51 entries and then it saved the state. Okay, there is something strange. Because why did it actually save it after the... Wait, what? Oh, what the heck? Interesting. So yeah, let's see. Okay, wait. Okay, because because it starts at 0. Oh, that's actually not good, because ooh, so I actually need to do something like updated is bigger than 0 and yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so now it's okay, I like that. What we okay, so maybe we should print the stats then when we are finished. So let's do a print line, finished sync run, updated entries or comics, comma skipped comics, so that we have that as well. And what we should probably do is we should check images and metadata separately, because we could have stored metadata but we could not have the image, and we could have the image but not stored the metadata because somebody moved something or deleted something, or yeah, I guess so. We should maybe not skip at this point. We should the metadata fetching at this point. Yeah. So I see. So what we actually want to do is here, we want something like if let's try something like this. Let XKCD, and we don't do it like this. We do no, wait. Let XKCD equal match. Match. Sync state dot get num. So what we are getting here is some XKCD. In this case, we just return XKCD. Yes. Otherwise, we get none. In case we get none, we want to actually fetching comic metadata. We want to actually fetch it, And we now don't want to put it into this variable, but just return it. Yes. Oh, yeah. And that is now a reference only, of course. Because which should be completely fine with us, but of course here we get the real thing, so we need to reference it there. Should work, however, as we are in the context here which owns it. So let's put this away for now. So yeah, we not exactly sync state insert, yeah, because oh, that's actually interesting. We should then in this case, let XKCD yeah, and then I guess we need to return XKCD. But can we? We can't do that. So what we need to do, then we would need to get it out here again. So this is not great actually. What I want to do actually is something like okay, so let's not try to do it like the smart assy way, but let's just go for it like I would normally do it. So XKCD, sync state contains key num. Then if the key is in there, then if the key is not in there. If the key is not in there, then we actually need to get it into there. So now we have done that. And now we can delete all of this shit here, and we can go ahead and just retrieve it from the set, because now we know it is in there. Sync state get num, and we can in this case simply unwrap it because we just put it in there. It is the same thread, therefore this should work fine. Okay, so now that we have actually got it there, we are doing here the usual image downloading part. But we should do something like print line fetching comic image num. Okay, so now we have that there. But first of all, we want to check now. This is the situation where we want to actually check if the comic file exists. So we need to create the file path. So maybe we want to take something of that out of there again. Yeah, maybe we want to create another function here called create image file path or something like that, and it gets a comic directory which is a string, and it gets it gets a comic URL which is a string. It gets a comic directory which is a string, and that's what it gets, and it returns a string. Yeah, fine. So yeah, shut up, Rust. And now let's try to extract some of those things out of here. Yes, exactly. So we want this there, more or less. And maybe it returns a path buff, I guess, because that makes kind of sense. And now we should be able to, wait, it can fail, so it returns a result path buff. And it now returns comic path name. Yeah, of course I need to wrap it in OK. Go on then. And no, it's not. Yeah, it's not XKCD image. It's the comic URL I want to try and split. And this is of course then comic URL. So now this is let comic path name equal create image file name comic URL. Yeah, comic URL is xkcd.img and I need a reference here, I guess. Yes. So comic path name trade bound result. Oh yes, of course. So this works. Okay. So the question, however, is, should I do it like that, or should I simply put the comic path name into here, because I will already have created it in the, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So let's call this target file or something like that, and it will be is it a reference to a path buff, or is it, I guess I can accept it as a path, maybe, and I'm quite sure I can make a path buff to a path. Let's see how this actually turns out. So let's remove that, and let's just do something like path target file here, target file, and this one will then be target file. And do I even need that anymore? Yes, I do. So let's see, target file, the size of values of, yeah. So I need it as a reference, I guess. So file comic path name, no, that is target file now. Come on, target file, yes. So this should actually work. And then we have an error here, of course, because we now need to something like comic target path or something like that. And we called it create image file path, and we are putting the xkcd.img in there as a reference, and the comic directory. And it can fail, and now this should actually work, and now we should be able to put in here the comic target path. Expected, does this actually work? Yeah, there is actually a possibility to convert that into, I thought so. Okay, so now we have that. But before, I wanted to check if this path actually exists, and I think it was something like if comic target path exists, I guess. Yeah. Wait, what is the difference between? Warning, this method may be error prone. Consider using try exists instead. It also has a risk of introducing time of check to time of use bugs. This function will traverse symbolic links to query information and so on and so on. Wait, what is the difference to try exists then? Give me some info about that. Returns okay if the path points at an existing entity. This function will traverse. Okay, so this can actually kind of fail. Okay, yeah, let's maybe do that if they warn us about it. Context, establishing existence of file, establishing whether file exists. And yeah, of course, I've forgotten the format again. Format let's put it there around that. And yeah, I guess I need that, and then I need that, and then you might shut finally up, and then I need this file there. File is then, what was it? Image, comic target path. Comic target path. And of course I need to debug print it, because for whatever reasons files don't implement display. Okay, so if it exists actually, then we will say print line maybe we don't print it even. We just say that we just count it as skipped. Yeah, I guess that's what we will do, because in case we are not fetching the metadata, we are not telling the user as well. So why should we print even anything? And if it does not exist, we download it to our target path. And yeah, well, and we mark it as, well, wait a second. That's a kind of a problem, because we might update it in here. We might read this one, and then we Is there a nice way to do it? I don't know yet. I want to get this going, so let's see. Led already updated is false, and yeah, when we do this, we say updated plus equals 1, and already updated is true then. And yeah, of course, it needs to be mutatable. So, and if we are at this point, if it has not been already updated, we will put 1 in there as well, and otherwise we don't really care. And now this is the saving part. It's perfectly fine there. So yeah, I guess this should maybe work. Let's see. Cargo run. Okay. Why did it? I guess those are the ones that should have been, and it went really, really fast. So I guess there is something wrong. Oh yeah. I should have put this there. Okay, so it was only an output bug. Yeah, so now it is skipping all of those. It's not logging them anymore, and it's just fetching the metadata, and it's even fetching the metadata, but not the images anymore, because we already had the images, but nice. So this seems to work exactly like I wanted to. So let's see. Another thing that might be quite nice here is we need to, of course, do that. Is to, which I just thought about, would be to maybe prefix the images with numbers. But yeah, I guess we are more or less finished here. We can now. We have, I guess I will do that a little bit of cleaning. Will I do off stream? But yeah, that actually seems to work like I want to. And in the end, I guess I have those comics exactly as I want them. Yeah, I guess I will change them so that they are enumerated with their number in front. I will just put their number just before the image, because then I have an order here. And yeah, and if you want to see, I will, by the way, I will put this XKCD sync thingy on GitHub. When you see this video, the link will be down in the description below. And yeah, I guess that's actually what we have done here today. So we have built us a little XKCD syncer, I guess. Nice. If you want to see what I'm going to do with that, because I will use that to populate one of my e-paper picture frames with a random comics from time to time. Once I have this data struct now, or have this data now, yeah, I guess then just subscribe to the channel, and maybe you will see another video about that. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you had fun. Please comment, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.